Why, hello everyone. Welcome to Redneck Ways. How's everybody out there in YouTube land? I hope everybody's set fine and dandy. Not doing too awful bad, guys, here in old Kentucky. It is Saturday afternoon. Actually evening now. It's about 5 till 10, or 10 till 5. And just out. It's finally warmed up here. It's about 46 degrees here. And it feels like a summer day compared to -4. Something up there, woodpecker. He's up there pecking away. I thought I felt something fall on top of the shed a minute ago. He's going to town on it, ain't he, guys? I got him in the camera. Can you guys see him? I can't see him. I should be picking him up. But anyway, I was going to paint today. I was going to work on my side job, but my son, he needed my help a little bit. He's got an oil leak on his car, and that's what we've been doing. I've been kind of not really doing much, but just whatever he needs, taking care of it, getting his lot and everything he needs. Get this back in. There we go. But he's got an oil leak, and he starts a new job for FedEx, and it is an hour drive every day for him. So, an hour there, an hour back home. So he's got to find, it's leaking, I think he said a quart about every time he goes out. So yeah, it's got a bad leak. So we're looking at that, and he had to go get get some studs or something to make his tool work, because this bouncer or whatever it's called, he's got to figure a way to hold that back to take the nut off. So he had to run and get a couple studs. He's making some kind of tool. But I've got looking, guys. What made me interested in making this video for you guys today is when you're out in the garage, and especially if you're old like me, you usually have a bunch of memories. And I was just going to show you guys some stuff, some tools. I was over here, or actually this is what started got my attention, was my dad. He had put all these shovels here on the wall here a while back, and they all look pretty much the same, but they all have a story. They really do. These are pretty old. These were actually my dad's shovels when he worked for the state, and so yeah. And thought we'd kind of look at some way they made them. This one here, when I moved out, when I was 18, I took it, it came with me. Somehow I had it. Well, I had that in my possession for probably about 20 years. And then my dad was helping me move one time, and we got to the last bit, which was the tools and everything. And he seen that, and he's like, he goes, "I'll give you another shovel for that if you don't care." I was like, "I don't care. You can take it back. It was yours." I took it. But he just wanted it back because, you know, it was his father's. So it's cool. But if you look at this one, you know, this is the workmanship. Now this one comes up to this handle, and they have rivets. I guess, I don't know what you would call it, but there's like a piece of metal that goes all the way through the handle here, and then they're riveted on each side, and that keeps this from splitting. So that's probably why this thing's been around for like 80 years. So turn it around here, and it has a C on it, and I love how it's cut out here. It's almost wore out. You can see how much I use this all the time. I mean, ever since I could use a shovel, I've used this. You see how it really needs taking a file or something to it, but it's about wore out. It's an old coast shovel. That's what my dad always called them. But the little handle's still a little loose. But this is probably why I say this is the cheaper one. Is here's his other one that belonged to his dad, and you can see how the handle is. It gets a little fancier. See how it's got metal right here and in here and around, and then it comes down here, and that keeps everything good and tight. And then you also have this piece of metal here, and that kind of on both sides. You have them on both sides, and that it's a number 2A, this shovel is, but that gives it more support too. And it's kind of wore out also, but not as bad as the other one. But you can see the wear from all the years of shoveling with it. Now this one, next one here, I don't know the story on this one. This one's pretty fancy. Look at how they have the handle on this one. It has a metal. See, this one over here only comes to here, but this one comes all the way down here. It's right here. Piece of metal on both sides. It's also got a stained handle. I don't know if these were stained at one time. It may have wore off, but it's stained. It comes down here. Flip it over. And this one also has that rivet that goes through here, like kind of like that one, but only down here. And this one does too, actually, now that I see it. And this has a rivet that goes through here and holds this together. Keeps this from splitting. But this one says, I can't really make it out. Some MA. It's a number 2. What was this one? This one's also a number 2. So both number 2s, but they're totally made different. And it also has a bunch of wear. Get that back up there. And the handle's just perfect. It feels good in your hands. That's, you know, when you know you got a good tool is when it feels good in the palm of your hands. This one, like I said, a little bit more cheaper. And this little shovel here, this was my this is my nephew's. Dad got that for him a long time ago. He's 18 now. No, he's 17. Soon to be 18. And he used to help my dad in the garden with that. So, yeah, some old shovels. And that pitchfork, that's a more modern tool. But take you up, show you some old drills. Alrighty, guys. Back here on the workbench. Now, this old jack here, I believe this was from a Model A. It was either from a Model A or a Studebaker, because I know who the previous owner of this old jack was, and he had an old Model A for a long time, and then when he sold that or whatever, he got him a Studebaker in the late 50s or early 60s. So this is either a Model A or from out of a Studebaker. Old car jack. We don't have the handle. I don't know what happened to that, but that always caught my fancy. And does anybody out there know what this is? It's a headlamp. You would put your gas, or not gasoline, but your fuel in here, and that would lock it, and then you would light it up. Not for sure. I've never used one, so I'm not 100% sure how it works, but it's an old coal lot. Like, you would put this on the bill of your hat, and you would have your little flame shooting out the top. I'm thinking it's here. Like I'm saying, no, that's where the fuel goes. I'm not for sure where the light comes out. Maybe it comes out right here. But yeah, that's an old, it's old buddy. And that's what the old coal miners was used back in the day. When they was back in them mines, mining coal. Could you imagine? Not only you're in a dark, damp place, but the only light you have is something like this. But yeah, that's a neat little piece. And over here, I'm going to show you some old drills. This came in handy, old planing. I used that the other day, and it, believe it or not, to be as old as it is, it's still good and sharp. And you could take this out and really sharpen it if you need to be. But back in the day, we went from, and I don't know if I have them out here. I got some old drills here, but back in the day, we had on our drills, like this is a more modern drill, which is pretty old now because it's using the old nickel plate batteries, not lithium. So it's a real and a dinosaur of its own. But you know, this is what we're used to using now. Well, back in the day, before you had your ones with the cord, let me see, like these, those came along. But before even that, if you was going to drill something, this is what you used. And talking about taking, you know how frustrating that would be? Here's another little one. And you know, if you was in a cramped place trying to use one of these, I couldn't imagine. And here's the drill bits. Even the drill bits are funny looking. Look at this big one. Look at this old thing. But yeah, back then you had to drill everything out like this. If I had both hands, I would show you. Maybe I could set it up. Yeah, let me see if I can set the camera up. And we'll try and see how hard it is. Because I've never tried to drill a hole for one of these. So that'd be interesting. Let me get the tripod and we'll give it a try. Alright guys. We're going to use the speed drill first. Here we go. Got some soft pine wood. So let's try this. Here we go. Oh yeah. Bores a big old hole. And pretty easy, I may say. Yeah. Look at that. That'll drill. Very good. Like I said, it's pine, so it's softwood, but I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard of hardwood either. That's a pretty good size hole. Let's try the little speed drill. This here. Oops. There we go. Uh-oh, the bit's crooked on it. Let me see if I can straighten that up. The bits are weird. They're triangle on the bottoms of them. Let me get this in here. Which is probably too big for this little drill. Let me see if I can find a smaller one. That one may work a little bit better. I can get it opened up here. There we go. Snug it up. Let's see if that's better. Got a fishing pole. Alright, let's try it now. the handle's a little bit broke on this one, so it makes it a little more difficult. I think that bit's bad. It's not really grabbing hold. But anyway, a look at some very old drills, guys. Well, I hope everybody out there, YouTube land's having a great weekend. Until the next one, guys, I will see you right here at Redneck Ways. I don't know what that is right there. I don't know if it's pushes in or it's just a place you hold. It looks like it does something. Alrighty. Bye, guys.